So now I can see that I have home, tips and selectors sitting apart from each other, because now the list item is seeing that width and height that we've applied to it. Just close that down, back to Dreamweaver, scroll back to the top of our code. There's one more thing we need to do. Well, that's two actually. We need to add a background image, the background image of default, in behind each of these buttons. And to do that, we add background :URL declaration and search for that image within the folders. So as you can see, we still have a green background here, and that's because the nav background color is still set. Now I can change that to none, or I can delete the whole declaration. I'm just going to change it to none for the moment, in case I want to put something back in to test it later. But for the moment, that's what I want it to look like. There's a couple of other pieces of information I want to add in to this background URL declaration, and they are no repeat, top and left. This time I'm going to test in Google Chrome to see what it looks like, just so that I'm checking on my work the whole time. I'm going to refresh my browser in Firefox, and I'm going to have a look in Chrome, and they have both removed the color in behind the nav div. And the next thing I've noticed is that my default typeface in Chrome looks different from my default typeface in Firefox. Now, to make this consistent, we can go back up to the body selector, and we can add some information in here that forces the typeface to be the same from one browser to the next. And that information that we're going to add in is a font, a value, and we're going to choose a property of trebuchet, and then we're going to add a semicolon to the end. So our preferred typeface is Trebuchet MS, and remember that if a typeface has more than one word to define it, it will be displayed in double quotes. Our next best typeface will be Arial. If the system doesn't have that, it'll choose Helvetica, and if the user system doesn't have Helvetica either, it'll just choose any sans serif typeface it has on the system. Now, because I was saying before that your site has to be a fluid site, you need to apply a value after the font property of 100%, and that will affect the view of the typeface on different screen sizes. And following that, I'm going to set in a line height of 1.2 and just add a space. So you'll see what happens when we click back on this side. Our typeface has changed. Let's view that again in Firefox. See, our typeface has changed to trebuchet, and the line height has increased just slightly so that there's more space between each of these lines of text, which is similar to adding leading to your type in print.